Hey guys, just to let you know, there may be a couple of audio issues in here. My software for recording the voiceover kinda tripped out on part of the video towards the end. I think I've got it all smoothed out, but I can't guarantee it. So just a heads up, guys. And real quick, before we jump into the episode, I'd like to thank my good friend Noah for creating this new technical difficulty screen for me. Hey man, you're great. Alright guys, here we go. Howdy folks, and welcome back to Moc Up. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about this technique right here for the long grass. We're going to be doing a little bit of landscaping work. So, let's go ahead and get started. Quick tour of the mock, which won't be much, is, well, it's a guy mowing the lawn. From a story standpoint, that's really about all there is to it. The first lawnmower I ever made, kind of, sort of, I guess, modeled after the one I used to use to mow my parents' yard, but, yeah. But the part that's interesting is, if this is where he's mowed, and this is where he hasn't, that grass is really tall. And tall grass has a plethora of uses in mocks. Whoop, put that back on there. Or actually, no, let me take that off so I can show you what I use to do it. In case you can't really tell, because there are a lot of them stuck together, it's just these little flower stems. Let me focus up there for you real quick. Yeah, they're just little flower stems, just without the flowers. The old style flower stem. And in a minute here I'll show you how you can use that in your own mocks. It's honestly a very simple technique. Does not require a whole heck of a lot of work. Although I will warn you, it can be a bit parts intensive. You can see I've used a good deal of those on here. I've actually used on here between 85 and 88 of those pieces. Can't remember. I counted it a little bit ago and then kind of forgot exactly what the number was. But yeah, it was somewhere above 80. And I mean, this is only a 12 by 12 plate, so it's not a very large one. So it is fairly parts intensive for what it achieves, but it does achieve that fairly well. A while ago, those parts were fairly common on the pick-a-brick wall at Lego stores, so it was fairly easy for me to pick up a whole, cup load of those and take it on home and use it like this. So let me show you how to actually do this. So I've stood this up here for a reason. It's going to make it a little easier to show you how I'm going to do this. First of all, you want to start in the corner of the area that you want to cover for one major reason. It's a heck of a lot easier to go from the corner out to work your way in to a corner, because if I put this on here, you'll be able to see this a little better. These pieces take up more than just one stud of space. So you're going to have to be turning them, and they're going to be fighting each other, and so it's just better to start in a small area and work out. So start in your corner and work out from there. So we're going to go ahead and add this piece on like that. Sorry for the lighting going bad there. I need to work on my light box a little bit better, make it a little easier so that when I work in here you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So there's our first one. So next, again, we're going to go from the corners. We're going to box it in essentially. So that one will go there. Now you'll notice I had to swing the second piece under this blade here. And this one is not oriented the same way that this one was. And that's good. Don't have them all oriented the same way. first of all, you're going to have trouble fitting them all on. But second of all, there's a degree of randomness to grass. If you look at it, they all go up, yes, but a lot of them have a bend one way or the other, and it's not always uniform. So it's a good idea to kind of give it a little bit of variance. Plus, because you will be seeing a lot of these studs, the randomness of it will kind of hide that a little bit and just give it a little bit nicer feel to the piece. So the next piece we're going to add on is the corner. And we're going to add on this piece here. Now, as I'm putting them on, I am being conscious of the fact that I'm creating a clump here. And it's okay to make a few clumps. I mean, if I put this one back in real quick, you can see that all these clumps naturally form on here. And that's okay. That's okay. Don't actively try to avoid the clumps, but do try and avoid making everything a clump. It's a little hard to do, but it does happen. So, we created our square, so we're going to start from the corner again. And we're going to start working our way out. You can see they're starting to fight me just a little bit. So I start putting these on. There we go. And you can see that we're starting to get a tall grass feeling to this. So I put these on here. Whoop. There we go. There we go. Alright, so we have kind of one corner pretty much done. If we did one more row, we would have fully 1/4 of this thing covered in it. And that's using 9, so that's fairly parts intensive. But if I lay it down here, you can see that it does give it a nice large grass feeling, like as if somebody hadn't mowed the lawn in a while, or you're in the jungle, or maybe it's planned that way. Maybe it is actually a landscaping feature. But so that's one way to do it. But there are other ways to do it. Put this down here so I can show you, and that is to skip one every time. So if I put that one down, again starting from the corner, and skip one, put it down, skip one, put it down, skip one, put it down. Then on the next row, I start one over, like that. Again, going through, skipping one, and so forth. And it fills in quicker, and it uses a lot less parts. But it gives you a similar effect. We'll do one more row so you can just kind of see this a little bit better. Also, if you do it this way, you will be fighting the pieces a lot less. If you do it the other way, they will really try to fight you because they don't want to be there. There we go. And so that's kind of what this will look like if you do the skip one method. You still get a tall grass look, but to me it doesn't look as good. It doesn't look as filled in as it could. And that's okay. That's okay. It's just not my favorite. Now there's one more landscaping technique that I want to show you using these pieces, and it isn't necessarily tall grass. Let me stress necessarily on that, and you'll see why in just a second. So, and that's the 3 methods. We've got the regular method, where you put them all right up next to each other. That's the most labor intensive, but that one is my preferred method. I think that one gives it a little better look. We have the slightly less intensive one, skip one method, and then we have the double sized one skip one method, which, as I said, I prefer to use more for bushes. And those are 3 ways to use the flower stem as landscaping. Yeah. And here's the main mock again. So yeah, buddy, you better get to work, because that looks like you got a lot of grass to cut. So that's all I have to say for today, guys. I told you to be back to a little bit longer episodes, so there you go. I really hope you were able to learn something from this episode and that you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see my other episodes, there should be a playlist somewhere around in here, somewhere, that has all the other episodes in it. Somewhere over in here should be like a little subscribe orb. Go ahead and click that if you want to subscribe to my channel, and then go ahead and click the notification bell, and that will let you know whenever I post a video. And just to remind you guys, I post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So, yeah. I will see you guys on Wednesday, and we'll be doing another one of these videos. In the meantime, guys, have fun, and remember, keep building.